In today's episode, I'm going to show you some insight into a conversation I had with a Keller Williams real estate agent named Chris Bello. And he talks about how to be productive all the time and how important it is to get your productivity to a high level. A lot of people procrastinate, a lot of people are moving in the wrong direction, and it's about focus and being the best you can be and being productive when you want to be productive, and then taking a break and relaxing and recharging when you're not on. And I have a very special gift for you at the end of this YouTube episode. I'm sure you're going to enjoy me interviewing Chris Bello. So give us a little background, and then we're going to jump in on the productivity hacks.
Absolutely. So the quick background, I did the traditional route. I went to Catholic school, private school my whole life, went to a Jesuit high school, college preparatory. All my friends went to Texas A&M University or University of Texas. I'm from Houston. And so I kind of was just going through the motions, right? I did a couple of activities and then I went to the next school and I took SATs and then I went into college. And then I got an oil and gas job. I just never really stopped to think, what do I actually want to do with my life? I was just going with, well, that guy's getting an engineering degree. I don't really like engineering. I'm going to do business. Let's try supply chain. And so it was kind of like life happening to me, but I was still checking the boxes. So I felt like I was on the right track, right? I never got arrested. I never had to go to rehab for drugs or anything like that, like some of my friends did. And so I felt like I was doing pretty okay. But 3.5 years into my corporate life in oil and gas, I'm like, I'm not really excited about this. I don't like these meetings. I'm in meetings all day. I had a company with 600 plus employees at my one location. It just felt like I was at a prison, going from one jail block to the other, going to lunch at the cafeteria, right?
And then all your friends that did the drug rehab and everything, they're out making $1 million because no one will hire them and they had to be self-employed. So they
exactly.
So
they figured it out faster than me. I'm here 23 years old working for the man, wondering why the hell I'm only, making 70 grand a year and I'm capped. And so I quit the job and I tried a few things that didn't work out, but then I landed into real estate. And that's kind of where I got my start. I guess I'm about, 3 years into my journey and haven't fallen on my face too many times yet, but well on my way to hopefully, getting mentorship and things like that from people such as yourself to acquire my own assets and forever cash flow.
So you were talking about some productivity hacks or something to keep you on the right track. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. So there's some books like The E-Myth or The 4-Hour Workweek that I recommend everyone listen to, because that changed my mindset around trading time for money and feeling like I have to do everything on my own, right? We talked about it when you were on my show. You need to work on the business, not just in the business, because then you get stuck doing all the $10 or $12 an hour tasks. You don't want to be cutting your grass, for example, all the time on all your rental properties. You want to be doing the deals and then paying other people to do that. So that's the first paradigm shift that I would tell everyone to have, is to really focus on every time you get a task, ask yourself the question, is this the best use of my time? It might have to get done, but do I have to be the one to do it?
Yeah, that's a hard task for a lot of people to learn. And didn't take me that long to catch on to it, but the further up the ladder you go, the further up the chain, you start to figure out that there's things that you think that you can't part with or that only you can do, and it's not true.
Absolutely.
Actually, there's a lot of people out there that are better at it than you are. So
that's so true.
You'll find them.
Yeah, just because you can do it, you may be the best at doing that one task, but it's just a low level task that you can easily outsource. And I'm not saying that to sound mean or anything on the people who do those jobs, but if you're earning, we talked about this as well on my show, if you're earning $800, $1,000 an hour for your time and whatever you're doing, you should not be spending that time doing those things that you can outsource for $10, $15 an hour. Meal prepping is one of those things that I've been ordering more of, where I'm not cooking because I want to eat healthy. I don't need to be the one cooking, cleaning, doing the dishes, right? I can go talk to more clients, more buyers or sellers. I do a lot of real estate agent stuff, have some wholesaling experience as well, but I'm kind of a mass delegator. At this point, I feel like I don't do anything. I have people on my team that are doing it for me.
I heard this theory the other day from a guy named Chris Craddock, who I'm in a mastermind with, and actually I signed up for him. But are you a real estate agent?
I do have my license, yes, in Texas.
So may I just suggest that you find out where the Mitch Stephen or a couple of the go-getters are in the house buying industry in your region. And then get them, there's a way to do it, but get them to refer you the 18 out of the 20 that don't want to sell their house at a discount. They need to be listed, right?
Yes.
But
yes.
what happens is really real easy, but fundamental things you can't do wrong. One is like if you're working with me and I find out I'm not going to be able to buy this seller's house, they want way too much money from me. Yeah, they want retail, Then I have your calendar on my phone and I just set the appointment for them to list their house with you. Says, you know what? We're going to go ahead and
That's
get
cool.
your house listed. Take the assumptive like I'm doing. Not like you need to meet this guy and decide if you want to assume. Say, you know what? I'm going to get you this price. I'm going to have my guy come over. He's going to list the house for you. We're going to put it up at maybe even get you a little more than you're asking because, 105 instead of 100. And then let's get it on. The average days on the market in this area is, like 4 or 5 days. So are you ready to do it? What time do you want? You want 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock? And I just set the appointment for you. Now, you owe me 35% of your commission, but how easy is that?
That's easy. I think someone at a recent event I went to called it almost like a lay down lead where you just go there and it's a done deal. They're signing with you.
Yeah, but it still kills me how some realtors go, well, I'm not going to give you 35% of my commission. I say, you're a dumbass.
That's free money.
Dumbass. Yeah, because what happens? Listings have babies, right? They always have babies.
You get many opportunities out of that.
Of a baby buyer or a baby seller. They always have babies.
Right. It's very short-sighted for someone to get, butthurt about the 35%.
All right, I hope you're enjoying this interview. Before we finish up with Chris Bello, please take a second to hit that like button, that share button, and to subscribe. All right, back with Chris Bello. So tell me about some of your deals that you've done. What was the first deal you did?
Yeah, so back in 2018, I had joined a wholesale company in Houston. That's where I got my feet wet. And I remember pounding the pavement, trying to meet people. They had me doing a lot of business development, networking with real estate agents, right? Hey, those Cat P homes that you don't want to list, we'll buy those from you. And I think we were doing probably 7 to 10 deals a month at that company during that time. And my first deal, I remember Latimer Drive, I think was the street name. I still remember it. It had flooded before, I think 1 or 2 times. Houston's got, some flooding that happens every now and then with different storms. And we had an investor who came by. I think the assignment fee was $10,000 on it. And I have that check somewhere framed. They framed it for me from that company as like my first deal and everyone signed it. But it was a very exciting feeling of like seeing how relatively easy it was once you find the deal. If it's the right price point and you estimate your repairs correctly, you're able to find a buyer relatively quickly. And that's what opened my eyes to like, how much did I make per hour on this transaction? And that was the first of many, many deals that I worked with that company on until I, of course, got my real estate license. And now it's just, I have it here on my gratitude board. I'm grateful for the ability to make quick income because from having a conversation 2-3 weeks later, I know how to turn that into $5,000 to $10,000 checks in most cases.
If you're waiting because you think it takes money to make money in this business, then you've got it all wrong.
You do.
You have it all wrong. And although I'm not going to chastise them much because I was one of those guys a long time ago, couldn't get it through my head. What do you mean you don't need
money?
Make money. That's just bull.
Right.
Well, you're a professional deal finder, deal writer-upper. You're a professional contractor, like you go out and you get contracts on things, not contractor like,
fixing stuff. Yeah.
Fixing stuff, but you go out and get contracts on things and put in enough time to get good enough at it that you know what to write a contract on, what prices to write contracts for so that you've left yourself a little room so you can make some money and so that the other guy can make some money.
Yep.
Your buyer. And then you've taken some time to learn how to negotiate and you've learned how to write up the specific kinds of contracts that you want to write up. You don't even have to be an expert at all contracts, just the kind of contract that you need to deal with a couple of variations. And,
absolutely.
And then you go out and you yourself and go make money out of thin air.
And that's the power of mentors though, too, because I kind of looked at some stuff on YouTube, but I still was not comfortable enough getting something under contract on my own. But having a mentor there that I worked with to say, get them to fill in the sales price, do this, and then sign here, and then we'll sign the rest, and we'll coach you along the process. That's what helped a ton.
I have 8 businesses because I was interested in the cash flow business, from real estate. Most of them are related.
Yeah. Well, I think one business would also open the doors and the relationships, connections to the other. Like my journey is kind of interesting too. Wholesaling in Houston with the team, getting my license in 2019, and then going off on my own. And now moving to another state where I'm closing deals remotely in Houston. I still work closely with that team that I started off with. And what you mentioned earlier, they send me referrals as well. Like, hey, we're going to wholesale this guy's house. He wants to buy a smaller house that doesn't need any work. Can you help him? And then I just give a little referral feedback. And so it's a very big, when you start networking and developing those relationships, everybody eats. I like that saying because everyone's closing deals. Everybody's getting paid off of these wholesale fees, realtor commissions, profits on a flip, for example. And so the circle of life in this business can be very lucrative for everyone when you're working with the right people.
Any parting words you would like to say to some of those people that are thinking about making the leap, but just haven't made up their mind yet?
Yeah, the tagline of my podcast is actually less dreaming, more doing. And I've been preaching that mantra for years because too many people talk about all the things they want to do, they're going to do someday, they wish they had done, and they never do it, right? Like, oh, I wish I could move to Denver. Well, okay, make a plan, work the plan, and then you can make it happen. Same thing with traveling or skydiving, any dreams that anybody has, buying real estate. Set a plan, have a couple of deliverables, put a date on when you're going to accomplish those, and then work the plan. So that's my takeaway is just less dreaming, more doing. It's great to dream, but you have to take actions to actually get closer to those.
Did you know that making the money is only half the equation? You also have to learn how to keep the money that you make. So I want you to go get a free ebook over at taxfreefuture.com. Check it out. You can click on this link or you can go to taxfreefuture.com. And if you click on this link, you'll scroll up and down the homepage there where I have a whole lot of free stuff. And you'll see an ebook from taxfreefuture.com. Just click on that and it'll be downloaded digitally. You'll have it in a split second. This is all about learning how to self-direct your retirement funds and to gain checkbook control over those funds so that when it's time to strike, you can strike lightning fast. You know, there's a saying in this business, you can't steal properties in slow motion. That's why it's so important to have a self-directed IRA with checkbook control. And you can get that at Tax Free Future. Read that free ebook I'm offering you and learn how I have made tons and tons of money and been able to operate legally without paying taxes because of some very simple IRA and 401k and health savings accounts rules and laws. So check it out. This is Mitch Stephen, and I will see you at the next episode.